trying to wait for it. I was trying to
Hello and welcome to my Brother Things Say podcast. I'm your host Vincent, here with my lovely co-host Cody.
Yo, how we doing? We got the giggles today. Oh man, what a day!
So we get to review the last Loki episode.
Woo!
Spoiler for the first season.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming out with the season 2, so awesome points.
Awesome points.
Anyway, so without further ado, Abdu. Anyway.
What's that French word?
Omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage.
Cheese omelets. Alright. Now it's time for us to get serious.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cody, lay down the last episode of Loki.
Well, we start out where we left off in 5. And they're about to get to the Citadel, as they call it, you find out, of the Timekeeper origin, I guess you could say. It's for, like, the timeline of all time. They start to approach the Citadel. They're looking at it in awe because they've waited. Both Sylvie and Loki have been waiting. Well, Sylvie mostly. I've been thinking about this their whole life. And they are standing in front of the door. And they're staring at it, and Loki's like, okay, so are we going to bash it through the door? Or she's like, okay, just wait. Just give me a moment. I'll collect myself.
Yeah,
I've been waiting.
It's just been my whole life, so, maybe a couple minutes.
Yeah. So they bust it, or there's all this anticipation. It's funny. All this anticipation to go in, and then the door just opens, like, by itself. It's like, just opens. And they go in, and they're like, oh, what is this? Ugh. It looks awfully old. Like, everything looks like it's been there for ever. There's, like, broken shit everywhere, and it's all dark. And then the clock pops out of nowhere. That kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what? Hi, y'all. What's going on?
The funny part about that is I thought that was going to be, like, the big reveal. Like, it was the computer program the whole time.
Yeah, like in Fallout. Like, the computer. Like.
Yeah.
Man.
But it wasn't.
No. But they were, that was like everything, that was the system's last attempt to, like, fucking bargain with not only Loki and Sylvie, but also,
the TVA.
Damn it. I can't even remember her name. That TVA head agent.
Yeah.
The one that's partners with Mobius. But was that in the finale where, oh yeah, did they cut to Mobius and her making a deal, or Mobius trying to prune her, or what they?
Yeah, he tried to prune her, but, like, he failed, and then she left.
Yeah, she's like, I'm about to go find free will, or whatever. That kind of that was funny. That reminded me of you when she said that. Was that Rush or was that Journey?
Rush.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to find free will. It's like, you find free will. It was funny.
So, we get past that, and we enter into a room, and there's a gentleman there. He doesn't give his actual name, but rumors are is it Kang the Conqueror?
Kang the Conqueror, yeah. Or Benny. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. It's not Benny.
And the Jets?
No, Benny. Benny from Benny from Total Recall. For some reason he just reminded me so much of that character because of how like crazy he was, like how animated he was when he was like talking and everything. It was funny.
Yeah. So he comes up and he goes, "Hello, I am everything, and this is what it is. I'll cut you a deal. You can become the TVA.
Yeah.
And
keep everything in order.
Yep. Keep everything in order. Or you can kill me and branch out the story." Mm-hmm. And Sylvie immediately goes to kill him.
Yeah.
And he's like using that time device to like get out of the way and everything. He's like, "I know everything that's gonna happen."
Yeah. He really did though too.
Yeah, and so they sat down and they were all talking and going through things, and as they're talking and everything, Loki's talking to Sylvie and saying, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't kill him because we're gonna refer to him as Kang." He says that if they kill him, it will cause the multiverse.
There's gonna be like 5 or 6 of them bitches. 5 or 6 of him.
Yeah.
Just rapidly, like, manifesting.
Yeah, because he tells a story about how he created and found. Well, he didn't create the multiverse, but he found out about the multiverse, and he made devices to go between the two. After a while, there were Kangs that were taking over worlds and timelines, and then other ones where they were trying to defend that, and they fought, and it came down to just him at the end.
Yeah.
And he's like, that'll start all over again. And
he basically created it all and did it all by himself in the beginning, like in the inception of it. He had the one device that all the agents are using, and he was just doing it all himself until he like conquered and reset it all and like gave it all order, you know.
Yeah, and kept it a single timeline. And he laughs because he gets to a point where he doesn't know what's going to happen next. Because it's the end of time.
Right at the end, and he passes the threshold.
Yep.
And he's freaking out. He's like, I'm
tired. He's like, I don't even know what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
And so they get into it, and Loki and Sylvie are arguing between the two, and they kiss.
Oh yeah, the big kiss, but it was fake. It was all faux.
Yeah.
Because Sylvie had a trick up her sleeve.
Yep.
Sylvie had a trick up her sleeve.
She sent Loki outside, back to the TVA.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And then she kills him.
Yep. Stabs him.
And then the multiverse spreads out.
Like the biggest spread you've ever seen in the whole series. It's like you see it all spreading out like from the Citadel, like all over the place. It looks like veins. That's what
Yeah.
I thought. I was like, wow.
Or tree branches.
Yeah.
Either one.
That was just roots. Yeah. It was just insane.
And then Loki's back at the TVA and he's like, we gotta stop Sylvie. She's going to ruin it, make the multiverse. And
Yeah.
Mobius is like, who are you?
Oh yeah, that's right. Like, it. As soon as he got sent back, and she stabbed him, stabbed Kane. That immediately
Sent him into
sent
it.
the shit off the fucking wagon, dude.
Yep.
Like, because once he went back and he talked to Mobius, like, he didn't even know who the fuck he was. Like,
Yep.
oh my god, and that's where it cut, and then you're left with like,
And then it
thinking,
says
like, what?
season 2.
Yeah,
Loki will return for season 2.
that is just that's pretty good cliffhanger. That was probably the first time in a long time where a cliffhanger didn't piss me off. Like, like usually, I don't know, like during movies, if there's all that shit and then there's just a cliffhanger at the end, like if it's full of like shitload of content and everything, and then you get to the end and none of it's resolved, I get super mad.
So you got mad at Infinity War?
No, because that kind of was expected. Because there's 30 fucking 7 Marvel movies. Like, 30 fucking 7. Or, isn't there? Or 27?
There's a lot
There's
of them.
a lot of them. But like I'm thinking of talking about stuff like The Village or like Lost, the show.
Oh, God.
Like
Let's
it
not
wasn't
talk
even
about Lost.
the cliff. It wasn't even a cliffhanger, but it was just like everything you fucking invested your time into. That whole fucking series, like it didn't matter. Like it
Nope.
didn't fucking matter.
No, it did not.
I was so angry at the end of that. I'm like, are you serious? like that's the type of stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's really what it is with it. You know, at least Loki has good points and, like, a good cliffhanger is like, oh shit, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah. It's not all for nothing.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, oh my god. But yeah. Or like in The Village when you find out, like, spoilers if you've never seen The Village, it's like 20 years old by now. Sorry, but or 15 years old.
Somewhere around there.
Like you get into this like story of this like old whatever kind of era it was, town, village of all these like old people, like very primitive, like 1800s, like, and they're being hunted by this monster in the woods, and you can't go past a certain point, and blah 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 blah. But long story short, you get to the end of the movie, and there's like a modern person like driving around a repair truck, and like the whoever the girl or whatever escapes, and like gets out like past the threshold of where their fucking like area is, and you find out that they're just like this crazy motherfuckers just like living out in the woods, like playing out this whack ass like fantasy of this village like in the year 2000. Like what?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Like what? What is going on right now?
M. Night Shyamalan.
But yeah. Anyway, the Loki series is really cool though. So far.
I think it really led up to the Multiverse of Madness. for Doctor Strange's new movie.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be pretty cool. So
is it all just like all these miniseries just building up to that? Is that gonna be a movie or a show?
a movie.
Okay, so this is all like little serials leading up to the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Like they're gonna do Wanda, Loki, whatever else they're gonna do. It's gonna give you all these little backstories of what's gonna happen in
Yeah.
that movie or something, so you know what's going on in that movie or something.
It'll be fun. But just like the episode, I think it's time for us to be done. I've run out of things to say.
I've run out of things to say too.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
See ya.